Hi guys, this is DJ. I'm Rob. Just chilling, rocking in my rocking chair. I could be forgetful. As you can see, I forgot where the other sock went.
I already had to start this video twice because I forgot where I put my pen. Do you guys ever forget people's names? What do you do when you forget somebody's name? Hey you! How you doing? How's your family? Or maybe you text somebody and ask them or show them a picture. As a teacher, you look them up on a seating chart if they're a student. And if they're another teacher, you kind of hover around them until they get mail from their mailbox. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's right. The point is today's math lesson, we're just going to forget about it. If we don't know the names of these angles, no problem. We're just going to either look at them and size them up. Did it look like they're the same size? Okay, they're equal. Does one look really big and one look really small? Okay, it's 180. Do they both fit inside a box? Okay, it's 90. So I got my three choices. They're either equal, 90, or 180. Bada boom, call it a day. Okay, let's go play around with some notes.
If this was a television show, I would have a commercial break. And I would say that this lesson and every lesson is brought to you by the Super Mega Awesome Notes. Okay, so we have been doing triangles. I get angles and triangles. I had all my types. I had my triangle inequality. I got some 8th grade triangle stuff. That if you're not doing the 8th grade stuff, you're not doing the 8th grade stuff. They got all these names I was talking about, forgetting about it today. But sometimes, we got to talk about names. You don't want to just call somebody you forever. So we got corresponding, alt-int, alt-text, consecutive. I also have vertical angles too. And then on the next page, I got all the different types of angle examples with algebra. Algebra is solving for an unknown value, which we often use x, and that's what we're going to practice right now. So I'm on page 547 in your workbook, and I'm just going to do a couple problems on here. So if I look at this one here, these two angles are fitting inside a box. So together, they equal 90. So I size them up, I write an equation, and then I start doing my algebra. There's no parentheses, there's no like terms to combine on the same side. There are opposite side opposites, or getting rid of addition with its inverse of subtraction. I got a whole video on the algebra. Do the inverse, do it to the left, do it to the right, drop it like it's hot, see what you got. And then I like to divide off the coefficient. There's also another video called Princess X where I explain how to defeat the enemy and save the princess so she can be all by herself. 50 divided in half is 25. 25 is x, it's not the degrees. This angle here is 40, and this angle here is 50 degrees. But the x itself is 25. So be careful about questions if I ask for x or do I ask for the angle. So let's check this one out. Got myself a straight line here. Straight lines make 180 degrees. If you go forwards to backwards, you're doing a 180 degree turn. So this piece and this piece will equal or sum to 180 degrees. I cannot simplify anything. Simplify before you solve. And now you get rid of any adding and subtracting before you get rid of any multiplying and dividing, because we're doing reverse PEMDAS. Reverse. There's a song that goes like that. I get the opposite of times is divide. And this one is 20, and 20 is not the degrees. 20 is x. If I wanted the degrees, then this would be 120 degrees. This angle, and this one is 60. Okay, we're going to try a few more on another page. Now this is number 4. It is from Angle Pairs with Algebra. It is not in the workbook. It'd just be a PDF. So let's check this out. In the diagram, lines AB, that's a symbol for a line. It tells you the 2 points that it goes through. So there's my line AB. And line CD, I know it's a line because it has the arrows on the end, not to mention it says it. Intersect, otherwise known as cross, at E. I'm gonna put a little dot there. This says, if the measure of angle AEC, let's look at this, AEC, the letter in the middle is the vertex. I can't name all these angles angle E because there's 4 of them, so I have to be specific. AEC, specifically this one, that's 40. Measure of DEA is 4x, DEA is 4x. What is the value of x? Well, if you look at these 2 angles put together, they are on a straight line. Another word for that is they are supplementary. They're supplementary angles sum to 180 degrees. And I know I'm going a little fast, but you have the pause button. Use it. So there's nothing to simplify. There's no parentheses. There's no same side combining because they're not like terms. There's like terms on opposite sides. So if I do the opposite to it, I can get it to the opposite side. Or I consider myself getting rid of plus and minus before I get rid of multiply, divide. This in another video was called Toy Soldier. Battery's running low. I'm going to keep going though. So I got that by itself. I wonder if I can put my light back on. If it'll tilt me. I can't. You know, with all this COVID stuff, I am using this phone like crazy. So I need to charge it more often. Let's see. 4 goes into this. How many times? 4 goes into 12. 3 times with 20 left over. So what's that? Is that 35? Check it to wreck it. Yeah, that's it. Okie dokies. That was supplementary angles, or you can call them a linear pair because they make a line. Now let's try. We're going to try number 10. In the diagram, parallel lines L and M. Parallel lines never cross. The symbols, if I was to put them on them, would be matching arrows. They're cut by transversal T. It's labeled T. Goes through that. Travels, transverses through that. Which statement about angles 1 and 2 must be true? Now, I'm not even going to look at these right now. Let's just look at this. What kind of angle is this? Acute? 90? Obtuse? This is acute. Yes, acute, a little angle. And number 2 is a little fatness, a little obeseness, a little obtuseness. Fat or obese, obtuse. Obese has O-B-S-E, right? So that's how I remember stuff. So if this one's a little acute and this one's obtuse, then they're definitely not going to be the same size or congruent. And this is already more than 90 degrees. Complement, add up to 90. So there's no way that's going to add up to 90. And I don't see any boxes on this. So it's definitely not right angles. So it's got to be supplementary. They got to sum to 180. Angles 1 and angle 2 will sum to 180. So I would write an equation like this if I had more information. I would substitute it in. Okay, so now let's try number 12. Number 12. I got these 2 angles here. It's everything that it says here is drawn here, lucky for you, because I could just give you this and make you draw it. So you would draw a line with points A, L, B, and then on parallel lines C, J, D, A, L, B, C, J, D, parallel. LJ is a transversal. JLB, which is practicing naming angles, JLB is this angle here, labeled. And then LJD, start at L, go to JD, is this angle here. So let's talk about the size here. This one is a little teeny tiny acute angle, so I'm going to label it acute. This one's a little fat obese obtuse. So if one's a little and one's a big, they're not equal. They actually, and they're not going to add up to 90, so it's my third choice. They got to add up to 180. So I'm going to write 6x minus 7, and the 7 x plus 5 equal 180. Okay, so we've simplified before we solve. Can I make this easier? Is there any parentheses? No. Is there any like terms on the same side? I call that SSC. So we're going to do same side combining. The 6x will get added with the other like term, which is a positive 7x, for a total of 13x. The 5 will get added with very carefully, don't forget that's a 7, the negative 7 to make a negative 2. I'm just going to write minus 2. Adding a negative 2 and subtracting a 2 are the same thing. Still equals 180. I like to line things up. I'm not a big fan of drawing lines because what happens is people forget the negative signs when they draw the lines. So now we're as simple as we go. We're going to do like terms on opposite sides or get rid of plus and minus. Depends on how hard the problem is. So these are like terms on opposite sides, or it's also the same step as getting rid of a minus, which is the opposite with a plus. Drop it like it's hot. See what you got. The only thing left is to get rid of any multiplying and dividing. There's times here, so I can get rid of it with divide. And I get the answer of 14. And I love multiple choice because if I find my answer, there's a very good chance that I'm right. And we can always plug that 14 back in and see that everything will add up to 180. Let me try something else. Okay, last one I'm going to do with you. It's number 16. This is the picture. Everything that's described here is already drawn in the picture. So I want to find x. So I'm going to find x by looking at this. Is this acute, obtuse, or 90? This is obtuse. I like to label it. And this one is over 90. So this one's obtuse. They're both obtuse. So they're not going to add up to 180. They're not going to add up to 90. They're equal. And I don't remember their names. But I can still solve this problem. I don't need to remember their names. Truth be told, though, this is alternate interior. Let me see, the other ones we were doing were supplementary. I think, yeah, they added up to 180. We can go over those names again during a Google Meet. So for this one, we got some slightly more challenging algebra. There are no parentheses. There are no like terms on the same side that I can add together. There are like terms on opposite sides. And I like to take care of Princess X first, and I like to keep her positive. So here's my x's. I'm going to focus on them, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's multiple ways to do this problem. I'm just showing you my preferred method. So if I want to do opposites, if I can do minus to get rid of this positive 2x, I can do minus 2x to both sides. I can do minus 3x to both sides. And I like to keep my princess positive, so I'm going to do the minus 2x to the left, to the right, so I don't cause a fight. I drop it like it's hot, and I'll see what I got. 3x minus 2x is 1x. I'm emphasizing the 1, but I really don't have to write it. And I just did OSO. Now I'm going to get rid of plus minus, so goodbye to the plus 10, so the princess can be by herself. To the right, to the left. To the left, to the right, drop it like it's hot. This is what I got. Said find x, x is 30. Didn't ask me for the angles. Okay, so that's a little bit more challenging algebra. Definitely do that in 8th grade more. And that's it. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.